And as we ramp things up here on the second portion of Emerge 26, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, it is perhaps one of the most popular superstars. And I do mean he is a superstar in Emerge Wrestling. That is beautiful, Bret Havoc. Of course, he just came back last month. He just beat Scotty Young. And we were talking, Lurch, about potential title implications for that match. Here you go.
And look at it, he's got the first shot against Lennox Norris's Outbreak Championship. We've seen his stuff, we've seen him impress us, and you're right. I guess he deserves that first shot.
And we talked about, in the last match, we were talking about ego. We were talking about Jordan Cage's ego. Bret Havoc has an ego, but to me, he is one of the few who uses his powers for good, John.
Oh, absolutely. Jordan Cage, you know, he doesn't get the crowd behind him, but Bret Havoc really is able to use that momentum that the crowd gives him.
And now he has a shot against Lennox Norris and his newly won Outbreak title. This will be Lennox's first title defense.
Crowd is feeling very hopeful for Bret Havoc.
Well, Bret Havoc has been in this situation before. He had a fantastic, just over a year ago, he had a fantastic series with Chris Caliber and Kenneth James. Kenneth James ended up coming out on top as Outbreak champion leading into the new year, but Bret Havoc was right there along with him.
Absolutely. What about Lennox Norris? I mean, Lennox Norris has been fighting and scraping for this title, for this championship.
And he ended up using a loaded glove to do it. And then about a week later, he demanded that he come back to Columbus and have me film him just insulting the city.
Are you serious? Did that make our Facebook yet? I haven't seen that one.
I am not positive. If it is not coming out now, I'm sure it will be soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
He took the opportunity to put down the cities. He took the opportunity to put down everything about it, and he won the title, John, on Columbus Day. Well, that weekend, but still, it is very important to him. He said, as we gathered to celebrate a man who did not take anything that was his, who stole this land, that he stole the Emerge title.
This match is one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the Emerge Outbreak Championship. Introducing first from B-Town, weighing in at 187 pounds, he is the beautiful Bret Havoc. And now introducing your Emerge Outbreak champion. He weighed in at 216 pounds. He comes from Little Rock, Arkansas. He is the bronzed one, Lennox Norris.
And we notice Lennox Norris, a man who was so desperate, Lurch, to earn the crowd's respect, now sits and takes in their jeers.
Well, and he is respected. Well, not at this present time. Bret Havoc disrespecting the championship. That's not his yet.
Maybe he's just trying it out.
Getting his hands on the championship, wanting to see what it feels like to hold that Outbreak championship. I mean, you know, maybe he is, but you got to earn it, don't you?
Absolutely. If there's anybody who can earn it, I believe it is beautiful Bret Havoc. These two have a very interesting clash of styles. Lennox Norris more of a brawler and grappler, and Bret Havoc likes to take to the skies and use his educated feet, the proverbial educated feet. Of course, he has dubbed himself a graduate of Face Kick University.
Bret Havoc, rightfully so, getting this opportunity.
And this match is officially underway here at Emerge 26. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, our second of 3 title matches of the night, and another title match, the Women's Championship match for January's show will be determined, John, tonight as Randy West takes on Laney Love. But right now, Lennox Norris is showing his power. And that is something Lennox doesn't get to do quite often.
Bret Havoc isn't phased at all. You can see he is still just as confident as he was when he entered the ring.
And on that note, the bronze one will be showing that power off a lot more often with that gold around his waist.
Collar and elbow tie up in the center of the ring ends with Bret Havoc's beautiful face down to our sparkling new canvas.
Lennox Norris is loathing.
Wow.
Face kick University in full effect. 2 count, and he, oh my Lord, I thought he had it.
How incredible would that have been?
That would have been absolutely amazing. Bret Havoc is rising to the opportunity.
There's that power you were talking about, Casey.
And a bullet drop kick there from one Bret Havoc. And now it looks like it might be time for a couple running face washes. Always likes to hit him with more than one. Let's see if he goes for it this time.
He better be careful. He better be careful with that nice chiseled face of the bronze one. I mean, that's our Outbreak champion. We need him for the flyers. We need him for the promotional materials. Don't ruin that face.
Lurch, if he keeps this up, he might not be the Outbreak champion for long.
And now Bret perhaps setting up for a third one. Oh no, putting him to the outside. Lennox Norris here, perhaps going to be counted out. And that is not where you want to be if Lennox Norris, if you're Lennox Norris, because Bret Havoc is known for suicide dives, and I don't even think that he caught caught the mat there.
Going back for more, too.
He always likes to hit him with multiple. Now to the outside. Let's see if he can compete the trifecta with the tope con hilo. I'm sure Lennox Norris has scouted it. And we got it. One thing we haven't talked about yet, Bret Havoc. Bret Havoc was barely cleared to compete tonight.
He was.
In a match not too long ago, as Lennox Norris scouted it, caught him. Belly to belly overhead there, released from Lennox Norris. Last Thursday, Bret Havoc was in a war in another promotion, got himself split open, had 12 staples and 4 stitches, and he got them removed, John, at 3 p.m. today and made it just in time for the show. And that, Lurch, I think shows what this Outbreak title means to people.
Does. He is definitely one of the top contenders for that reason. You have to respect beautiful Bret Havoc, but you also have to question the judgment. Going against the bronze one like this, man.
When you're that hungry, you don't question the judgment. You just do it.
Fair enough.
And as prestigious as the Outbreak Championship is, you don't miss that opportunity, Lurch.
No doubt, no doubt. That is a highly coveted championship in Emerge Wrestling in the Midwest, in the country.
Well, right now it looks like the extra effort is not paying off for one Bret Havoc, as Lennox Norris using the ring beautifully as a weapon.
That's what he does.
Oh, Lord! And Bret Havoc had nowhere to go, and I think that middle rope, John, caught Little Bret.
Putting the weight and the force of that statue, the running statue, slamming to the back. Beautiful Bret Havoc. Lennox Norris is in control of this match.
And we're seeing why he is the Outbreak champion, but there's that fight from Bret Havoc.
Yeah, Bret Havoc is fighting up. Something about a nice shot to the giblets wakes you up. And now we're seeing those face kicks. I think that last one might have caught the shoulder rather than the face. And if you want to go to Face Kick University, I think Lennox Norris might be able to teach a master class.
And you know, I got kicked in the face once so hard the chiclets fell out of my mouth. I'm not even kidding. Speaking of them. Lennox Norris, oh wow.
In full effect here is the new mean streak, that bona fide mean streak that we have seen in Lennox Norris, and that adds a complete edge to his persona now.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but that mean streak won him the championship.
Amen.
Absolutely, we saw it building for weeks and weeks and months and months. We've heard it, we heard his own words, and now you're seeing that mean streak executed and defending that Outbreak championship.
Scoop slam there from the bronze one, and now he's looking for that bronze elbow. I've always thought here, he takes a little bit too long. If that was like a 1-2 punch, John, I think that could be something to put opponents away. But you see the kick out there at 2. It hasn't historically put away opponents. Perhaps he should stop pandering. Which I'm all for pandering when you deserve it, but I think he's taking a little bit too long there.
I agree with you, Casey.
Those signature elbows, you see them on the trunks of Lennox Norris.
And the educated feet of Bret Havoc being put to full effect here. And now, lung blower there from the beautiful one. And you remember, last month he tweaked that same knee with that same move. I know Bret Havoc has a fighting spirit, but this one might be too much.
Casey, I think it's important to note, with the head injury like Bret Havoc received.
What were you thinking? Yeah, about a head injury.
Well, every hit he's taking, with the kick out, every hit that he is taking, it's throbbing in that head. That sort of head injury like that, every hit is going to be received by that head injury as well.
Lennox Norris, a very skilled grappler, converting over into a face lock there. And Lennox is in very good positioning, Lurch.
Oh, absolutely. Lennox knows the weak spot right now is Bret Havoc's head. As you said, John, Lennox is putting the pressure, putting the torque on that head. Casey, you mentioned the staples that were just removed. And Lennox Norris has got a game plan right now.
Off into the ropes goes Bret Havoc. Wow. And gets caught with a lariat that turns him inside out.
And there's that veteran move by Lennox Norris, not letting Bret Havoc get any momentum, because we know once Bret gets that momentum, it could be all over.
Bret Havoc here is most certainly at maximum effort as we're going through. I mean, shoot, you can see pools of sweat on his back.
Oh!
And as hard as Lennox Norris has worked, as hard as Lennox Norris has earned, he practically built the Outbreak Championship contendership right now, the Outbreak title scene right now, and he is defending that belt, isn't he?
And we just saw Lennox Norris pull something out that we don't usually see with that springboard move, pulling out everything to keep that Outbreak Championship.
The only other time I've seen him pull that particular one out is when he was trying to defeat Zodiac, and he was at his wit's end. And it looks like Lennox might soon be at his wit's end here with beautiful Bret Havoc, as Bret gets that look on his face and disregard the fact that when Bret gets in the zone, his face looks like a toddler whose lifesavers have been taken away. He means business here.
Once again, veteran move by Lennox Norris. Can't touch me, he said.
Well, Bret Havoc can. And we are at a point here. Oh! I was about to say neither man is able to get the advantage, and Bret Havoc able to do so.
Oh!
I thought that was it.
Wow. Almost title change right there. We almost saw the Outbreak Championship be won by Bret Havoc right there, John.
And at this point, what does Bret Havoc have to do to beat Lennox Norris?
But what does Lennox Norris have to do to beat Bret Havoc? Well, he's got to avoid that bullet drop kick.
No.
2 count.
Oh.
And the ref has finally seen the tactics there from Lennox Norris. And I get the feeling that ref Alexander Smith is a little sick and tired of Lennox's antics here. 2 count did not get him.
Alexander Smith himself has been studying the tape. He understands his flaws in his own game of officiating from last month. Oh! Wasn't going to allow it.
1, 2, new champion,
Casey,
almost.
those educated feet just knock some sense into Lennox Norris.
Alexander Smith almost with the 3 count there.
Getting the crowd here behind Bret Havoc, as he always seems to do a very good job of. Now, Bret Havoc up, looking for a springboard of some kind. Of course, we know he can fly. Crossbody over, but Lennox Norris. Lennox was able to reverse it, and now using the power that he started the match out with, over, up into a fireman's carry, rolling through, and now off.
Oh!
Lion salt from the bronze one.
What?
And he still did not get him. And you can see the disbelief on the face of Lennox Norris. How does that not put somebody away?
Lennox Norris looking at this Outbreak Championship like it might be the last time.
I don't think that's why he's looking at it.
He just grabbed it.
What's he doing with it?
I think he's looking to use it as a weapon.
Champion's advantage.
Well, he wants to use it as a weapon, but AJ isn't having it. No.
Oh, he's grabbing something, Casey.
What?
That's understandable.
Well, I mean, it happens, dude. You just gotta chill.
Man. Yeah.
I know, but I mean, perhaps you should get back to. Oh, dude,
Hey, hurry up.
You might want to turn around.
Good job, man.
Oh, no.
Just like that, the Outbreak Championship is defended.
And Lennox Norris took advantage of the anger there from Rep Alexander Smith. I guess he always has a plan B up his sleeve, John.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, that's a veteran move. When one tactic doesn't work, he pulls out another one.
Well, as we roll along here at Emerge 26, blood, sweat, and tears, Lennox Norris, successful defense, still your Outbreak champion.